Travis Kelce responds to Charlie Kirk's shocking attack on Taylor Swift engagement and murder.
Reject feminism. Submit to your husband, Taylor. You're not in charge. And most importantly, I can't wait to go to a Taylor Kelce concert.
Welcome to PopPlug. Let's get plugged in.
Let's get plugged in.
We're diving into one of the wildest, most shocking, and most emotional stories of the year. One that blends politics, celebrity culture, tragedy, and an internet storm that refuses to settle down. Conservative activist Charlie Kirk, one of the most polarizing right-wing figures in America, was fatally shot while speaking at Utah Valley University on September 10th. But what's really igniting headlines right now isn't just his assassination, it's what he said about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce right before his death. Yes, you heard that right. Just weeks before he was gunned down, Charlie Kirk used his platform to go after Taylor Swift, mocking her engagement to Kansas City Chiefs star Travis Kelce, and his words have resurfaced in a way that has the entire internet buzzing. Charlie Kirk's comments weren't just critical, they were scathing, sexist, and deeply personal. On his show, The Charlie Kirk Show on Real America's Voice back on August 26, 2025, he told Taylor to reject feminism and to submit to your husband, Taylor, you're not in charge. Instead of offering congratulations to one of the most celebrated couples in America right now, Kirk went straight for the jugular, suggesting that Taylor should stop focusing on her career, settle down, and essentially strip herself of independence. He mocked her for waiting until her mid-30s to get engaged and told his viewers she should have more children than houses.
I think that Taylor Swift having 2 or 3 children, she should have more children than she has houses. That is my challenge, Taylor.
These words may have been overlooked in the chaos of daily news at the time, but after his shocking death, they've resurfaced with full force, and fans are not letting this one slide. Kirk even compared Taylor to a cat lady, insinuating that her success, independence, and influence were a problem. He painted her as a negative role model for young women, suggesting her engagement to Travis Kelce might de-radicalize her. Let's pause on that de-radicalize. As if standing up for women's rights, speaking openly about politics, and owning your career success is somehow an act of extremism. Many online are calling out Kirk for what they see as jealousy of Taylor's cultural power and a long history of resentment toward her for backing Democratic candidates and using her platform for progressive issues. Now, here's where it gets even more intense. Just 2 weeks after making those comments, Kirk was gunned down at Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah. A single rifle shot from a rooftop struck him during an outdoor event with more than 3,000 people in attendance. The attack instantly became a national story, sparking outrage from his supporters and widespread condemnation of political violence. President Donald Trump himself confirmed the death on Truth Social, posting, "The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me, and now he is no longer with us." Trump's words reflect how central Kirk was to the conservative youth movement, but they also stirred emotions among critics who felt the statement ignored Kirk's divisive and often inflammatory rhetoric. And here's the kicker. Fans immediately resurfaced Kirk's words about Taylor Swift after his death, sparking one of the most heated culture war debates we've seen all year. Many people online started calling it karma, saying Kirk's death was poetic justice given his constant attacks on Taylor. One viral comment said, "I don't celebrate his death," but this viewpoint is so absolutely disgusting. Others wrote that Charlie was a misogynist and that his obsession with Taylor was embarrassing. This is where things get tricky, because Taylor and Travis themselves have remained completely silent on his death. Their silence has become a talking point in itself, with some saying it's powerful and intentional, while others think it leaves too much room for fans to project their own feelings.
This is the type of stuff that happens in the right wing, and this is why I encourage every single parent out there. It is your responsibility to ensure that you don't raise misogynists.
Travis Kelce, however, has quietly made it clear where he stands when it comes to Taylor. Travis has consistently supported Taylor, whether it's showing up at her concerts, defending her against trolls, or speaking publicly about how much he admires her career and independence. For him, Taylor isn't someone who needs to submit. She's his equal, his partner, and his biggest cheerleader. Sources close to Kelce have hinted that while he may never make a big public statement about Kirk's death, he's absolutely disgusted by the fact that Kirk reduced Taylor's entire legacy to outdated gender roles. Now, the celebrity reactions to Kirk's death have been just as explosive as the fan response. Former NFL player Des Bryant blasted those celebrating Kirk's assassination and slammed those who were excited about Charlie's death. Actress Kristen Chenoweth also weighed in, calling the murder such a sad, senseless, and disgusting act, and sending prayers to the Kirk family and the nation. Elon Musk took to X, condemning people who were celebrating the cold-blooded murder and warning against the normalization of political violence. On the flip side, thousands of online commenters insisted they weren't celebrating Kirk's death, but rather highlighting how hypocritical and sexist his worldview was, especially when it came to Taylor Swift.
Kirk is talking about Taylor Swift because he wants to reinforce sexist gender roles from his own Christian nationalist background. He's playing into the insecurities of young men by saying, it's not your fault, it's the liberal women.
So here's the big question. How would Taylor and Travis want their fans to respond? Would they be proud of people calling out Kirk as a misogynist? Or would they be horrified by the tone of some reactions? Would they be proud of people using karma jokes in response to Kirk's death? Or would they be horrified? Taylor has always been a strong advocate for speaking up against misogyny, but she's also deeply empathetic. This is a woman who has written songs about heartbreak, loss, and grief. Chances are she wouldn't celebrate someone's death, no matter how vile their words had been. Travis, as a professional athlete who knows the importance of respect and sportsmanship, likely feels the same. Their silence right now may actually be their strongest statement. It shows they don't want to feed the fire and don't want to make Kirk's words any bigger than they already are. Still, we can't ignore the fact that Charlie Kirk's remarks about Taylor Swift weren't harmless. They were an attempt to discredit one of the most powerful women in the world. By telling her to reject feminism and submit, he was reinforcing a mindset that women are less than. That success is something to be ashamed of if it comes before marriage and children.
It's a great chance for Taylor Swift now to get married and have a ton of children. You can certainly afford it, Taylor.
That's why fans are so riled up, because even after his death, Kirk's words sting. They remind people of the constant double standard women face, especially those in the public eye. And when it comes to Taylor Swift, who has spent nearly 2 decades fighting for her voice, her rights, and her legacy, this feels personal. What's also interesting is how this moment has reignited a broader cultural debate. People are asking, should we separate a person's controversial words from the tragedy of their death? Should we let someone's memory be honored despite their flaws? Or is it fair game to call out their past even in death? For Charlie Kirk, those questions are colliding in real time. His supporters are grieving, his critics are doubling down, and Taylor's name is once again at the center of a culture war she didn't ask for. At the end of the day, Travis Kelce's response, whether public or private, may come down to one thing: protecting Taylor. He has always been fiercely protective of her, and sources close to the couple say he's more focused on keeping her away from the noise than adding fuel to it. That in itself is a statement. It shows that unlike Charlie Kirk, Travis sees Taylor not as someone who needs to submit, but as someone who deserves respect, partnership, and love without conditions.
It's been really fun telling everybody who I'm going to be spending the rest of my life with.
There's something different about calling somebody your fiance. And it's
100%. I still get giddy.
I love it.
It's exciting times.
So, what do you think? Was Charlie Kirk's attack on Taylor Swift just another example of his divisive commentary? Or was it something darker, a reflection of how threatened some people feel by powerful women? And should fans really be making karma jokes after his death? Or does that cross a line? One thing's for sure, this story isn't going away anytime soon. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's engagement is still the biggest pop culture story of the year, and now it's tangled up with a shocking political assassination, heated debates about feminism, and a nation trying to make sense of what just happened. Follow PopPlug to stay plugged in.